Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront, and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every crew needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' number one holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. It's Monday and we're live. What?
What's up? What's up?
What is this nonsense? Yes, that's right. So Tesla has earnings. We're going to give our live reaction to Tesla earnings after hours. It's going to be lots of fun. Fat Man Zoom, we got something else, though.
Starting 5?
Yeah, you can do that.
Starting 5, we got Sam Cisneros, Arnie Vaneker, Ralph Van Den Hoek, Peter Foreman, and Arfin. I got beef with Arfin because, Arfin's so quick to the draw on giving the earnings.
Yeah.
That I think he slipped with Snapchat.
Drop the ball and snap.
Yeah, so you got to get it right first. But no, we had some potential big news. Rumor that Amazon is doing a stock split, and I can't say that surprises me.
Yeah, so we actually made that one of our bold predictions for 2021. If you guys recall, we'll be, I'm sure, recycling that content so we can just shove it in everybody's faces like we like to do. But yeah, so if you guys didn't catch the news, it was pretty recent. So in Fox Business, they had someone on there, but Charles Gasparino, if you guys don't know who he is, he's on Twitter, put on the Twitter sphere that there is rumors that Amazon could be splitting. If you guys don't know who he is, he's an analyst. He's also a commentator. He's all in the news. He's on Fox Business, all that good stuff. But Charles Gasparino basically said, I'll quote this. It says, breaking, traders say at Amazon stock split is likely in 2021, possibly as early as Thursday, when the company reports earnings capitulating at Jeff Bezos significantly ahead of Elon Musk as the world's richest person, as a move would allow Amazon to join the Dow more easily, which is an interesting point to bring up. If they end up splitting, we could see this on the Dow. That would be huge. Now, you and I predicted that a 20-to-1 split. Mm-hmm. We were pretty specific on that. And I think that, to me, makes the most sense. That would bring the price to around, 175, 180, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If the math serves me right. So that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think a 20-to-1 makes sense, if not a bit more. Because if you're going to do it right, do it the first time. And so I think that would be a really good move, and no better way for Andy Jassy, the new CEO, to kick off his tenure as CEO. So I'm excited about it. And, we were even saying before we made it our bold prediction, but yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to see that come through if it does.
It makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. I think that when we look at how this all plays out, I think 20-to-1 makes the most sense. It would be crazy if it was more than that. If it was 30-to-1, that would be wild.
Yeah, I mean, getting it around $120, I would imagine is what your goal would be, is like around $100.
Something to compete with Apple, I guess.
Yeah, I think that would be your goal. So I don't know. I mean, 20-to-1 is just a number, an even round number that you picked out of the dark. So I think you probably go to your statisticians and look at numbers and what are reasonable price points. Because if you're going to do it, the goal is to get more buyers, right? And so you want as an attractive of a price without being unreasonable. And so that's what you got to really factor in. I'd be surprised if I wouldn't imagine seeing it under $100, but post split comparatively to what the price is now, let's say $3,500. But I'd be surprised if it ended up being over $200.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the price right now, and it has been moving quite well. I was just talking to Fat Man Zoom earlier before we went live about an hour ago about how we were seeing this bull flag on the intraday chart, and sure enough, it then breaks up out of that and has pulled back since then. But it's holding quite well so far up above this $3,400 mark. I think that could become the new support here as we come back out to the daily chart, Fat Man Zoom, and we're pretty close to those highs that we saw. 35.52.25 was the all-time high for Amazon that we saw back in September 2nd. And I had mentioned in last week's video about Amazon that I thought that once we got to that $3,500 mark, essentially the sellers would run out. I think that we're going to see a really nice break towards that 3,500 mark and then beyond. And then, in my opinion, it's probably going to be a lot of chasing going on, especially if we do see the rumors do come true on Thursday. And just to kind of let you guys know, this is still very much a rumor. There has been no confirmation, none of that stuff. It's just been speculative as of today. On Fox Business. So it has been an interesting morning, or interesting afternoon, I should say. And if this comes true, man, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and our price target for this year was 4,000.
Yes.
So it's only a matter of time before it gets over 3,500, in my opinion. And I think that 4,000 is a realistic number for it, especially if it splits. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be too much resistance. That's
what I was just about to say. I mean, perhaps some of this has been because it is priced so high.
Yeah.
And this would bring in more buyers because they felt the price was a lot more attractive at that point. So I think that it would be a no-brainer to 4,000 if it does end up being a pretty significant split. Yep. I, for one, would probably be looking to grab a lot of this if that ends up happening.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll wait to see. Hopefully we hear the news. I will say, if I'm Amazon, I would not, I mean, I know the rumors are out there. I would not announce it on earnings. I'd probably wait to see what post-earnings reaction was.
Yeah.
If I needed it. But like, so I'd maybe wait a day or so, or the following week to do it. But we'll see what happens. But it'd be great if they come in with that news and they confirm it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
But another earnings, probably more important for us right now. Tesla has earnings, and that's why probably a lot of you guys are here. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to do a Tesla's earnings reaction, and we've been waiting for this forever. This is really the week for us, and better way to kick it off than through Tesla. Tesla has earnings today. We will stay live after hours. We'll see the market reaction. We'll give you guys the numbers and information as we get it. But just so you guys know, estimates, earnings per share, 79 cents. I predicted 89 cents, a beat. Brad predicted 93 cents, and revenue estimates of $10.29 billion.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I think the main focus has been profitability and then their outlook. Are they going to update their deliveries for the year? Could we get closer to that 1 million mark? If it does, that would be 100% year-over-year growth if it gets to that by the end of the year. And so I think this is definitely going to be interesting. I think one of the big things is obviously going to be, the chip shortage. I'm sure that'll be addressed. I wonder if that doesn't even matter to Tesla, in that they may experience some slowing of deliveries and production, but I don't think it's going to be anything like we saw last year. And growth is going to be growth. In my opinion, I think investors are still going to be attracted to that no matter what. I don't think it's going to be the same situation as like a Ford or GM where they have to keep up with their numbers. Whereas I think is like Tesla's going to be much easier for them to beat last year's numbers just because they were in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it remains to be seen how the chip shortage affects them, and only they know. And I don't know that. $1 million, when I listened to the last earnings call, the first thing I said was they're alluding to $1 million. I don't think they have the capacity for $1 million right now with reopening. I think they're going to come hella close, but the real number is 800,000, and people are already trying to push it up to 900,000. Mm-hmm. I would be really, really surprised to see it do more than 900,000. I think it has to do 800 minimum. At least their guidance needs to be 800. So just for context, last year they came in just a smidge under 500,000, 500,000 deliveries, which was a 50% year-over-year increase. If they maintain that same rate of growth, that lands them at 750. Now, let's not forget it was a pandemic last year. So definitely they're moving towards capacity of 1 million. If they could do that this year, yes, that $1,000 per share is nothing. Yeah. But next year for sure they should hit 1 million. There's a couple things to consider. I agree with you. Profitability, free cash flow should continue to look good, so that's important. That's a checkbox that has to be hit. And then one thing that people aren't talking about is Elon Musk alluded to a subscription service for full self-driving, which he said in the next month or two, and they don't do a great job of actually predicting when these things come out. So that was at the end of January, so that could be announced today. You know, we love recurring revenue models. That's huge, moves them closer to full self-driving. So I think that's a little talked about sort of piece of important financial information for them. And if I hear that, that'll be exciting as well.
Yeah, and I mean, to your point, you know, what's going to allow them to ramp up production even more is the success of the gigafactories. So maybe we hear more about the Berlin and the Texas plants. Are they going to be operational sooner than expected? How's that coming along? And so I think that definitely makes a case for them to push more deliveries by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, and it's got to be. I don't believe they've technically given guidance on their deliveries this year. So I imagine they would now after this earnings call. My fear is that people are pushing it up so high that it's going to be hard to exceed expectations, which could end up hurting the stock a little bit. That's the only thing that's kind of frustrating about it. Yeah. Because if they say 750, I think the market's going to be disappointed. When 750,000 deliveries is huge.
It's gigantic.
But now we're just seeing these numbers, and like until recently, 900 hasn't even been talked about.
Right.
So hopefully they give us a number. Got to be that 800K. Got to be.
Yeah, it has to be, and I think that it could. I don't think that they will have a problem hitting that number this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I got to pull the numbers. I actually have the capacity of what they can actually produce at full go this year.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's much more than 1 million. So we got to get that number so we can actually be able to talk about it. That's the only thing. Next year, it's far more than that. Yeah. So I think it's listen, they gotta essentially sort of pitch a perfect game.
Right.
That's my only thing is that they're already seeing delays. Model S Plaid moved it back to mid-2022, which isn't like huge vehicle numbers, but like that's the one thing we talk about in automotive is there's so many things that could get in the way of growth. But overall, still a great company. Any selling off is an opportunity, a drip grab opportunity. And people are talking about Robotaxi. Absolutely. Robotaxi is going to be a huge component of their business model and essentially pure profit. So that's another thing that could be huge for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many other facets that we don't even know that they could speak on that could get this moving. And to your point, you brought this up last night, that in a sense, they kind of have to be like Apple, whereas like they have to show what's going to be the next big thing for them. And maybe it is, battery packs or energy, the solar side of things. Maybe that's something that could be attractive to investors because everybody's so focused on the automotive side, which is still a big deal. It's the largest part of their business, but there's still so many other things that add value to Tesla that perhaps that could be in the works as well. We look at the chart here. Right now, it's still been moving rather sideways since it finally popped back up over 710, which was a pretty crucial support. It's held very well up above that. Now, I will say, personally, 25% of my portfolio is made up of Tesla. That makes me a little nervous, if I'm honest. And so I am trying to look towards areas in which that I may end up having to manage risk. So if it does end up starting to break below that 710, 700 mark, that I may end up trimming back and just kind of taking a little bit of a loss. My average is around 750, so I'm not going to be too bent up about it, but I do want to kind of minimize risk at that point if it does end up disappointing after hours. Yeah. So I just kind of want to prepare everybody that there could be that possibility, right? And then there's the other side of it, obviously, that where they do end up blowing it out and everybody's happy and we're all just partying after that. But there is the downside to this, and if they do end up missing and don't wow investors, and there could be a possibility this comes back down to retest that low $600 range.
Yeah, for sure. And we've talked about their volatility, very much a possibility. If it gets below that 600, I'm all in all day.
Yeah, nothing surprises me with Tesla. So if it does come back down to low 600s, I will not be shocked.
Yeah, for sure. Rob T asked, could Robotaxi cut into car sales? I don't think so.
No, I think it cuts into Uber and Lyft, though.
Yeah, for sure, competes against them. I don't think it would do that because it is a competitor to Uber and Lyft, and I don't think Uber and Lyft cut into car sales. I think Uber and Lyft are an alternative to mass transportation.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't think so. I don't think that becomes an issue. Ivan says, as long as it stays above my 680 strike that expires this Friday, I'm good. That's nice.
Yeah, that's real nice.
Tim brings up a point about investing in Bitcoin that will help Tesla.
Yeah.
You would think. I don't think it's actually done too much, surprisingly. Like, you look at Square. Square's clearly moved off of Bitcoin, but I don't think Tesla really has.
It's been heavily. Well, I think Square owns a lot more Bitcoin than.
Do they?
No, I take that back. I think Tesla, they originally bought, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin?
I believe so.
And I think Square owns under $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me to that, but I think that is the case. So, yeah, I would agree. I think that there's definitely a discrepancy there. And Tesla bought it at what? 30,000, 35,000, somewhere around there?
Square bought, looks like Square bought 170 million worth of Bitcoin.
That's got to be more than that. I thought it was around 400 million that total.
They might have added to it.
Yeah, I think they did.
No. That's February. So they have 4,709 shares.
Coins, whatever you want to call it.
Sorry, yeah, coins. Yeah. So originally they bought 50 million, and it looks like they added to it.
Oh man, I thought it was a lot more than that.
So it looks like. Oh, so I guess that was the last one, was 170 million. Hold on. Here we go. 170 million.
Yeah.
Tokens.
Tokens, yeah. Coins, tokens. That's how much we know about Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And bought 50 million worth before.
Wow. So really nothing compared to what Tesla owns. But here's the other thing too. That 1.5 billion makes up like less than 1% of Tesla's market cap. So it's not even like it is anything crazy. However, it's substantial enough that it should influence the price. You would think that it would influence the price of Tesla, especially given where they bought it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tesla bought it around 35,000. So
I will be honest. I think it's really stupid that stocks that just simply invest in Bitcoin move off of Bitcoin.
I agree.
It's too volatile, and they're not. If they're using it as a store of value, and a hedge, they're not going to sell it, right? So, like, to me, it doesn't seem like it's that crazy. It looks like Tesla's dropping a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like all of the markets in general. I was just looking at SPY right before we went live, and SPY did dip down for some reason, and has started to make its way back up. But Tesla looks as if it was doing the same thing. So if you guys are just joining us, first of all, welcome. We are going to be giving our live reaction to Tesla after hours. They do have earnings. Estimated earnings per share is around 79 cents per share. And if you're just joining us for the first time, we encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button because we're going to be live all week for these earnings. It's going to be a great time. We got $9.2 trillion in market cap that's reporting this week. Almost 25% of the S&P 500 is reporting this week. So going to be a huge week. Hopefully Tesla sets the stage. If you guys didn't get here earlier, Amazon basically said, hold my beer, and then took the stage away from Tesla for a little bit. But this is going to be fun. I think this whole week, man, it's going to be a lot of fun. We got about 10 minutes before the market closes. Right now, Tesla is up about 0.5%, trading at $734 per share.
Woo. All right. So what is the prediction for Tesla after hours?
I believe I said...
reaction. Reaction.
So I think that... So what are you asking again? So you're asking me what I think that they're going to do?
Yeah, how's the stock going to move?
So I think that if they end up beating, which I think that they do, I would imagine my expectations are that this probably makes its way towards that $780 resistance. and then tries to figure out how to play with it there. Because at 780 is going to be a crucial resistance. If you guys haven't been paying attention or haven't been looking at the daily charts lately, 780 is going to be a really crucial resistance to march towards $800 a share. And that's kind of where I'm thinking about potentially trimming my position, at least cutting probably about 30%. I'm considering trimming it if it breaks up over that 780 mark.
Yeah.
That's what I'll put a stop at most likely. And then if it keeps rolling, fine. But then I'll probably move my stop up.
I find it hard to believe this stock having a massive move up. I think best. I don't want to say
780 is only like maybe 1 to 2%, if that.
So
from where it's at.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily saying in relation to your 780. I just mean like anybody that's expecting a massive move up.
Yeah.
So, you know. So 780 from where it is, it's 40. I mean, that's 5%.
No. Right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
$43.
Yeah, 5%.
So, I mean, just go with.
I know. I'm terrible at doing it on the fly.
So, but anyways, like that's not a lot. 5% isn't a lot. 5% would be really nice.
Yes.
But anybody expecting a massive move, I just think Tesla has set the bar so high. It's just hard to think that. I think what's more likely would be a bit of a sell-off, a little bit of a sell-off or sideways, unless they give us something not expected, unexpected.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. So I want to be wrong, trust me. But those of you who are, Haiti Shakur's half accounting it, like, I'm not saying anything. That's cool.
I'm worried for you. I'm a little scared for you.
That's a lot of your account to bank on it.
Yeah.
And let me just make a point while we're talking about this. I was thinking about this today, this morning, actually, because you were talking about your account size, and I know a lot of people have fairly large positions percentage-wise in those high conviction things. I'm just going to run something by you, and you tell me your thoughts.
Yeah.
I get, like Penn, for example, I'm a full account size. I ideally want to double down on it. And I may. I'm not saying I'm not. But it accounts for about 10%, 12% of my portfolio, which is my max. I like to be around there.
Yeah.
We talk about try not to be more than 15%. That 10 to 15 range is nice. But here's my thought. If we try to treat stocks that are, like, try to take the name away from them and just treat them as normal stocks, do I want to double down on a stock like Penn? And let's say Penn, would we agree that Penn has at minimum 30% upside? That's like a conservative estimate.
Yeah, easily.
Should I double down, or why wouldn't I just go to another stock that I think has 30% upside? Maybe not as much conviction, but if I just am looking at a technical perspective, shouldn't I just do that?
Yes, you should. I think that, and that's why I haven't added. People are asking me, like, why haven't you added to Penn? And, first of all, it takes up 20% of my portfolio. So Tesla and Penn are my two highest convictions. I have, obviously the most wrapped up into them. So, but I'm not adding any more to Penn because I do feel strongly that it's going to come back. I'm not worried about it, but I'm not going to sit here and just continue to add to it and just endure through the pain when I could at least take the other cash that I have and buy other stuff. I think that Amazon's probably going to be a good one that has lots of upside that you could feel comfortable being in, that isn't as quite as volatile as some of these other ones that, like we just talked about. If we strongly feel that we see Amazon going to 4,000 in the short term, that's going to be an easy buy. And so, I think we talk about this all the time about managing risk and diversifying your portfolio. I think that just speaks to exactly what that is. And looking for, and we looked at this morning, Affirm. Affirm is another one that's been beaten down, makes no sense for it to be down. The chart's finally starting to turn around. Would I much rather buy Affirm thinking that there's more upside there than maybe doubling down on Tesla or something like that? Yeah, I probably would do that. Probably take that trade over just adding to Tesla where it's sitting right now.
Well, and that's more of a conversation I was having to myself and not pointing out anybody else, but like I'm guilty of it as well. And I was more having this conversation with myself in the sense of like, I probably should rethink that.
Yeah.
Because for me, the conviction of your stock the conviction you feel towards a stock should determine how long you're willing to stay in it. So the example is, let's look at Amazon's a perfect example. It has been sideways between that 2,900 and that 3,200
for 6 months.
For 6 months,
it's been painful,
and it's been really sort of a testing of one's patience. But it hasn't been anything other than in that channel.
Yeah.
And like, it just, if you were impatient, you would have missed out on this move.
Yeah.
So your conviction should have kept you in this stock.
Yeah.
But the boredom lends itself to bad decisions. I'm
100%. Me too.
I'm bored
Me too.
and I'm like,
I do it all the time.
I'm looking at Penn at $90 and I keep looking at it at $90, but I just added it $95. So does it really make sense for me to add it 90? Right. Or do I just wait and just ride it out and see what happens? Because my conviction says it'll be above $100.
Yeah.
I just have to wait on it. And so that's one thing with my strategy that I've really been thinking about and looking at. And there's been a couple other things I've been looking at my strategy. But it's that boredom, I think, that's getting people in trouble. We talked about patience and discipline are the two of the biggest keys to trading.
And don't let anybody tell you, as far as hedge funds or analysts that on CNBC, that they're any different, folks, because they get just as bored as the rest of us, especially after the year that we saw, from last 2 Marches ago now to now. I mean, it's been easy money, and just you're in it for a couple of weeks. You buy the dip, you make money. It is what it is. Rinse and repeat. And there is some truth to that it still exists, but you have to be a lot more selective now. And so it's not just throw a dart at everything. You got to look at the good companies, the ones that have either been beaten down for no reason or have lots of upside. And obviously we have quite a list of those that we think do have upside. I mean, I actually saw an analyst today talking about how he was going to be, it was on CNBC halftime report. He bought Boeing today, planning on selling before earnings on Wednesday, I think it's pre-market. Yeah. And it's like, well, what if Boeing actually has a really good outlook? Like, you're just going to just sell it and miss out on potential gains. I mean, I don't know. If you're going to buy it for 2 days, it doesn't make any sense to me. But he's already made money, so I guess he's smarter than we are. Yeah,
Mark Peach says there's always risk in allocating a big amount of your portfolio to one stock. Almost none of us expected Penn to get below 100 again, but here we are. I'm not. My issue is the percentage. Like, I think it's irresponsible of me if let's just say, Clover, if I just kept doubling down on Clover and it ends up being 20, 30, 40% of my account, when I could hedge and diversify. We talk about statistically, it's really a coin flip. Traders are about 50% successful.
Yeah.
So I'm putting myself in a bad position if I'm seeing a name, whether that be Penn, Tesla, whatever, Clover, Drive Shack, and I'm saying, I'm just going to keep adding. And that's the hardest thing, is to remove. Really, you should remove the name from the stock and just look at, as best you can, and look at fundamentals and technicals and say, okay, here's what it's telling me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys are just tuning in, we got 286 of you guys hanging in. If you could give us a thumbs up, we certainly would appreciate it. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. And if you're visiting for the first time, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. If you have not yet hit the join button, you should do that as well. We actually put out a watch list, 5 stocks every single day before the market opens, in case you've ever had a problem. Do you have this problem, Fat Man Zoom, where you just can't figure out what you're going to be looking at in the morning?
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. And I'm sure you do too. So if you have that issue, if you have a hard time trying to figure out what you're looking at to trade for the day, then consider hitting the join button next to subscribe and becoming a part of the Chaos Crew. It doesn't just give you the watch list. You also get access to our Discord group as well. It's a really great community. It's just a close-knit community that really kind of corrals around each other and helps each other grow and succeed in this crazy and chaotic market we call the stock market. And so if you guys would like to do that, hit that join button. We also give you access to my portfolio as well, which has been beating the S&P 500 since inception. So pretty good stuff.
Also, thanks, Mike, for the donation. £1. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike. Can always rely on Mike for that euro or pound or whatever it is. Smash. You guys are awesome. Okay. Man, just like that, the likes go up. Appreciate it. So the market is officially closed, guys. We're about 10 seconds into the close. Tesla popped up a little bit here. Oh no, not yet. I don't think it's moving yet. But as soon as we get those numbers, we certainly will be sharing them with you, and you'll get our live reaction to these Tesla earnings. We're super excited for it. I think my hope is that this actually is like, it just really sets the tone for the rest of the week. I hope that really does happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. And, man, one sneaky stock that might surprise people is I wouldn't hate anybody for getting in on NIO.
NIO, yeah, I know.
And it's actually technically looking pretty good.
I know. Yeah.
To break out.
NIO has earnings Thursday after hours, I think, right?
It's Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I know it's later in the week.
I thought it was Friday, but I could be wrong.
Stock 77, thanks for the donation.
Thursday after hours.
€5. Welcome. Well, I'm the idiot of the day. I have 3,000 NIO shares that average of 39.9, which is 63% of my portfolio. Oh, my goodness. You have 63 of your portfolio wrapped up in the NIO. Whew.
That's just a gambler's mentality, and that's fine. I mean, if you want to do that, but
hopefully it works.
There are people who see success on that, but there's a lot more that you never hear about that don't see success.
Kevin O'Leary will not have any more than 5% of any one particular position wrapped up in his portfolio.
It's hard to be smart, man.
Yeah.
It's really hard
5%. 5%. That's crazy. Meanwhile, I was actually watching a competitor of ours, which is very large, 1 million plus subscribers. 45% of his portfolio is wrapped up in a Tesla.
Me, Kevin?
So, yeah. I will not name names, but you might have gotten that right.
That sounds like it.
So if I end up having a bad day, he'll end up having a worse day. Let's put it that way.
I mean, it's about longevity.
Yeah, for sure.
And you look at most of the funds. I mean, look at Actions Alert Plus, Jim Cramer's public portfolio.
Yeah.
Look at any of the ARK Invests. You're not going to really see above 5%. It's very rare to see above 5% allocations.
Well, ARK has 10% as Tesla,
And that's why I said rare, not impossible.
They're very strict. Yeah, I was just saying, they're very strict with that. Like, if it's 11%, they're selling Tesla. Yeah.
And that was just such a massive move, but
yeah.
That's where we're not seeing, there's a lot of people who aren't around anymore because they were so heavy in tech and they didn't. It all boils down to confirmation bias. It always happens, is confirmation bias with people.
Yeah. Jay Chocolate, what's up, man? Says just checked in.
Chow.
Are we all millionaires now? Not yet, Jeff. Not yet, man. Ralph has 10% of his portfolio in Penn. I think that's a really healthy number to have wrapped up in the Penn. Yeah. So if you guys are just tuning in, it looks like the numbers are starting to come in. So we got 360 of you guys hanging out. Kind of expected this after hours. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Here's the thing. We still have not heard anything from Tesla just yet, but as soon as we do, we certainly will be giving you those numbers. We're going to give you our reaction live, and we'll see where this lands. Jose says, let's see those Model S sales numbers. Yes, 100%. That would be awesome.
Oof. What was the high of the day? 749?
Yeah, 749.30, and that was right out of the gate at the open. It ran up quite bigly pre-market from 729 all the way up to 749, and then sold off and pretty much was flat on the day. We do need some boner candle.
What's up, Daniel Camarena?
In the FedEx warehouse?
Yes, sir.
I saw D's Nuts was in here.
Savvy Money Show said this week could lift the market. Yeah, this week, I think
it's a crucial week in the market for sure. Crucial week in the market.
I would say this is the most important week of the year because it's going to set the tone for the rest of the year.
It's hard to argue that. It really is. I mean, and tech has had such a rough go at it in the first quarter. If they come out and say, hey, guess what? We're still here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this definitely sends the market higher. What's really been carrying the market up to this point has been the cyclicals, industrials, and the banks. And, we've been kind of waiting for big tech to really join the party. And that includes Apple, Amazon, and the rest of the FANGs. So this could be big. I think it's been interesting because one of the big things that I guess people were worried about that they were hoping wasn't going to be setting the tone for the rest of earnings season was Netflix. And the poor response to earnings there. But I think that the difference between Netflix and the rest of the tech here is that Netflix may be. We are doing a little bit of movement here.
Come on, baby. Don't be a fake out.
Please don't be a fake out. So pretty typical after hours trading here. So Tesla is now moving down to 730. Tesla numbers out. 728. A little bit of downturn here.
So again, as a reminder, earnings per share estimates were 79 cents a share. I predicted 89 cents. Brad predicted 93 cents. And then 10.29 billion in revenue is what we're looking for.
Now, Tesla beat earnings. They actually blew out earnings for 4 straight quarters until last quarter, and they actually missed.
Yeah, they took a huge dump.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's a little bit all over the place at this point. It is still early. We've seen this happen before where you see a little bit of a turn down and then a rip up.
Yeah.
Or you've also seen it just continue to sell off. So we'll just kind of wait and see. It's still very too early to call as to exactly what direction this is going to be headed into. But let's see here.
Hold.
Yeah, no reason to panic just yet. You guys are cracking me up. Not really seeing anything yet out of the numbers. All right. So far, Tesla is down just around 1%, about 1.25% in after-hours trading, sitting at the low in after-hours trading is now at 727. We shall see where this goes. 727.30 is the low after hours, and it's starting to move back up. Man, this has been pretty wild here after hours trading so far. And now it's back
93.
to green.
Let's see if that's correct.
Is it 93?
Here we go, 93 cents. That's your number.
Oh!
Nice.
93 cents.
There you go, son.
Boom. There we go. Arfin says
Let's
it too.
go.
93 cents beats 79 cent estimate per Reuters.
What's revenue numbers, people?
Revenue numbers, yeah, that would be huge.
$10.389, is that correct?
Tesla now starting to turn green here after hours. Again, it's still early, so not ready to celebrate just yet. But, man, I hit that right on the button.
Yeah, you did.
93 cents.
Looks like they beat revenue. I'm trying to confirm that.
Thanks, Primetime DJs. Appreciate you, my man. But, yeah, so this isn't just because Tesla beat earnings doesn't necessarily mean that this is just going to go up. We still have to see a lot of other numbers here. We need to see the outlook. That's a lot of confusion kind of surrounds that. People kind of don't understand sometimes as to why a company beats earnings and maybe the stock falls. You know, there could be a lot of things going on here, a lot of variables. It's more than just beating numbers. They need to do a lot more than that. They need to have a positive outlook and all that good stuff. Right now, Tesla is moving up so far after hours, but it is still very much early. We're still within the first 10 minutes of after hours trading. The numbers just came out, so still looking at this and getting our reaction here. I'm just going to continue.
Let's go, baby.
Just continue to watch this. What you got?
No, I'm about to go.
You're just hyping up the train.
Yeah.
I got you. So far, so good, though. It's now sitting at around. It keeps bouncing back around, so it's really hard to kind of give you real-time action. But we'll just say it's pretty much flat so far at after-hours trading. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, Tesla actually did beat their earnings expectation per share. Earnings expectations were at 79 cents. They came in at 93 cents, which is what we predicted last night. So far, Tesla is pretty non-reactionary at this point, and I guess investors are really starting to digest the overall report. So we'll see where that lands us. Quarter one, we achieved our highest ever vehicle production and deliveries, which we kind of already knew.
Yeah,
so that's not really surprising.
I don't know if this is confirmed, but somebody put something about expect 50% annual growth in vehicle deliveries. That would put it at 750,000.
Okay. Which is still great. just still great.
Still great. I think that actually hurts the stock. I don't think that helps it.
Yeah, I mean it's not gonna send it. That's for sure.
Which is ridiculous, but I think that's just a
I
reality.
know. Like, what else do you need them to do? We saw this from Snap though too, right? Like Snap had a delayed reaction after coming in 50% year over year, and their projections were like phenomenal. 80% next quarter was their projection. So we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, maybe we're just waiting for Elon to go on Saturday Night Live. Cost per vehicle declined from 84 to 34K. Oh, no, sorry, 38 to 34K. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the correction.
Tesla says semi-deliveries will also begin in 2021. That shit was supposed to be already done.
Yeah. Let's see here. First deliveries of new Model S should start shortly, according to
Which they should have already happened.
Yeah,
that's actually a horrible thing for them to say. Should start shortly.
Probably should have just not said anything. So again, Tesla has come out with numbers. Earnings per share at 93 cents per share. Expectation was at 79, so they did end up beating. And so far, after hours, were pretty much non-reactionary. Rather boring after hours trading so far. No crazy moves up just yet. Yeah, so nothing that's come out of this so far that I'm seeing as far as the numbers that are being shared are really all that mind-blowing. So maybe this does just end up flat, but it's still pretty decent beat.
Yeah, for sure. The beat's good. That's good to hear. It's good for them to have. We'll obviously hear about profitability, but yeah, I mean, it's... Jeff Chow said, I missed 2020 when live reactions were packed full of action. Yeah, when they would go crazy.
I know. We'll see how this goes, though. So right now, Tesla is trading a little bit lower than it was at the close. It's trading down about 1.25 or so.
Yeah.
Down.
I mean, if it could end up tomorrow right around this level, I will be okay with it.
Yeah, it's not gonna motivate me to sell it or do anything with it, honestly. At least, yeah. Jeff said, at least this is not as boring as Battery Day. Yes. How could I forget? That day was exhausting as hell.
This
net income surpassed $1 billion for the first time.
That's pretty cool.
Uh, 422 of you guys hanging out here. Thanks so much for hanging out. We certainly appreciate you. If you guys could hit that like button as we're waiting to get more reaction from Tesla. So far, it's trading around 1.5% down in after hours trading after an earnings beat. And we'll see where this goes.
You know where Clover closed at?
Where did it close at?
922, and it's sitting right at 920.
That's right at its resistance there at 920.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So Tesla X actually selling off. The pressure here has continued here at after hours trading. 723.55 is where it's sitting at currently. It's down around 1.5%.
And I'm seeing, I didn't see 1 billion. It says net income of 438 million. That'll be.
Maybe that's revenue of 1 billion.
No, the
Gross
revenue
revenue?
was
Gross
10.39. They beat on revenue.
Huh. Okay.
I got to double check that.
Casey says, thanks for bringing the show. Yeah, absolutely. You got it. We're going to be here all week. Steve King says, people were expecting Tesla to beat by monster number 720 tomorrow morning. Maybe. But that's not really that crazy of a move if it's 720 tomorrow morning.
No, not at all. Mad Dick says, I see 650 on Tesla before 1,000. Yeah, possibly.
I mean, we've already seen it recently, so it wouldn't be shocking if that happened.
Oh, so the gap is 438. Non-gap is 1 billion.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, guys. We got it. 50% annual growth. It's like the 12th person that put it in there.
That's all right. You keep bringing that. You keep bringing it.
We need new numbers, people. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody wants to get it in. 50%
That's
annual
what
growth.
she said.
That equals 750,000. To give people context.
Yeah. Which isn't what I guess people were hoping for. People were hoping for more along the lines of 800K.
Yeah, you'd had to come in over 800K minimum.
So it could be why this is selling off a little bit. There's no real reason as to why we're seeing a little bit of a downturn. But honestly, 1.5% is not anything really that I'm all that upset about. And who knows? I mean, we've seen this. We just saw this on Snap last week, where it sold off for the first 10, 15 minutes and then started to creep back up throughout the rest of the after hours trading, and then actually did well the very next day. So we'll see where this lands. But right now it's been kind of a little bit on the boring side.
Yeah, for sure. Trying to do some green action.
Yep.
What's
We
up,
shall
Steve
see.
King?
Selling pressure is on. I don't think this is necessarily a whole lot of selling pressure, though, guys. I see a lot of people are already starting to throw panic words, adjectives, whatever you want to call it. It's crashing, all this other stuff. It's really not non-reactionary as far as I'm concerned.
Boring is better than a sell-off. That's true.
Yeah, I'll take that every day.
Yeah, 51, 50% delivery growth is not bad results from automobile. It's not, but a couple things. A few things. One is, Tesla's a different beast, so expectations are different. And we talked about the bar's been set so high. Also, a huge piece of earnings is year-over-year growth.
Yes.
So if their rate of growth last year was pretty much exactly 50%.
Yeah.
You can't come under 50% this year. You just can't.
No.
It's going to hurt you. So, yes, it's good. But, again, they're a victim of their own success. They need to have growth greater than 50%.
Yeah. I'm curious to see in the report if they actually ended up showing any kind of response to the chip shortage, or if they just ignored that altogether.
Jeff, we are going live every day except for Friday, and just whatever the title earnings are. We'll look at as many as people want to do it. So as far as tomorrow, AMD, Microsoft, Pinterest, Alphabet, Visa, Starbucks. We're going to probably talk about all of those.
It's going to be a huge day tomorrow.
The next day, definitely Apple, Facebook, Teladoc, Logitech, and MGM are probably going to be the key ones for us. Thursday, Amazon, Neo, Twitter are going to be the standouts on that day.
Yeah. Mr. Alamat says, wait for the conference call. It could go up there. Yeah, and that's very possible. They say something in the conference call that, maybe wows investors or gets them excited. We could see some movement there. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so far, pretty uneventful. But as some people might have already said, I kind of agree with this sentiment as well. It's much better than just like a crazy sell-off or a crash. At least they beat this time around, unlike last quarter. So encouraged by that at least. But yeah, hasn't been really all that exciting so far.
I want to check out on a couple stocks. Did T-Doc do well today? Jeff Chow said T-Doc
did it?
Killing it on it.
Did it? Let me see. 414 of you guys hanging here. First of all, thanks so much for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon and hanging out with us in giving our reaction to Tesla earnings. So far, after hours, Tesla is trading at 1.6% down from the day. They ended up beating earnings at 93 cents per share, beating expectations that were 79 cents per share. But it seems like the rest of the numbers that were kind of not all that exciting. So that's kind of why we're seeing the reaction here that we're seeing. It is what it is. I'm not really, I guess I was a little bit nervous for nothing.
Yeah. Damn. T-Doc's up 4%. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't pull up any.
Teledoc was one we actually had for Stockwatch Sunday. So if you guys are not subscribed, we encourage you to subscribe. We talked about Teledoc being a really good asymmetrical trade with tons of upside and very little downside risk. We talked about 166 being the support here, and it actually has held remarkably well above 175. Sure enough, it's up and closed at 190 today. Fat Man Zoom. This could run into earnings, bro.
I expect it. I think it's a huge opportunity. I'm glad some people got into it.
Yeah, me too. If you guys missed Stockwatch Sunday and aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because we do go live every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time to kind of give you a snapshot of how we expect the week to play out and give you 5 stocks to potentially watch. And this week, because earnings week was so big, we ended up giving 10. Yeah. Teledoc was on that list, and it's crushing it. So
I got some Snapchat news I don't know if you've heard about.
No. What's up?
So they announced a proposed $1 billion offering.
Oh, well, that's not that big of a deal.
Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah. Right now it's trading down 1.5%. Not too much of a shocker, but definitely appreciate the news.
Yeah, Teledoc's good. A couple of people like that. AMD for sure. We're fans of AMD. SNL Elon. SNL Elon does. Wonder if he does a Doge skit. He has to do a Doge skit.
The crazy part is that I'm sure this is going to bring a shit ton of viewers, and everybody that's going to be watching this is going to watch one of the most boring Saturday Night Lives.
It's going to be horrible.
It's going to be so bad.
It's going to be cool for like 1 or 2 skits, and then it's just going to be horrible.
Yes.
I bet I might buy Doge before that, just because he has to bring it up somehow in there.
Yeah.
And if he brings it up on SNL, those little pimple faced kids will be. I can't even rephrase what I want to say. It's so inappropriate.
Yeah, we'll just
They'll
leave
be
it
getting
at
their little boner candles on.
Yeah.
The memes. Tesla said in the last earnings, they said that, or sorry, not the last earnings, when they announced the $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, they said they were open to possibly more cryptos, not just Bitcoin.
Right.
So
Doge.
We'll see, man.
It would not surprise me.
Or Doge.
It would not surprise me in the least bit. She went and bought himself some Doge.
Frederic, what's your take on Open Door? We like it.
Open Door
it's
was
a buy for me.
On the Chaos Crew watch list last week, and it's been crushing it ever since. Again, guys, if you want to hit the join button next to subscribe here on the channel and become a channel member, you'll become part of the Chaos Crew, where you will get that watch list every single day. It is very detailed. We go over technical analysis as well as the fundamental analysis on each stock that we put out an hour before the market opens. Half an hour before the market opens. And you get access to my portfolio, and you get access to our Discord group, all that stuff. It's $4.99 a month. I mean, are you really going to miss it?
Yeah, Eric Carlson did.
It's going to help support the channel, though.
Yeah, definitely click that join button. Crocs earnings is Tuesday morning, is tomorrow morning, pre-market. The Elon SNL can't be worse than Battery Day, says Oxy. That's true. He has to do a spoof off of that horrible earnings day.
I would be surprised if he didn't.
Don't bash Dogecoin. I got no problems if you own Dogecoin, especially if you're trying to flip it. I think it's a decent
Especially
flip.
if you buy it now.
Yeah.
Right now, looking at Tesla, it's still trading down around 1.5%, so nothing too crazy. Again, maybe we'll get something out of the conference call that could excite investors, but right now, just kind of been so. Nothing too crazy here, and I'm cool with this. If this wants to just kind of chill here, fine. I'm fine with that. Hamish says smash the like button. Yes, I would appreciate that. If you guys hit that like button, that would be awesome.
Would I let Mini Zoom buy Dogecoin? Absolutely, I would.
Honk if your horny Battery Day was a joke. That was hilarious. All the honking.
That was. I forgot about that.
That's right, Lucas. That's right.
Own that chaos. Tattoo Chef is killing me.
Oh, hey. Well, there's a shocker. Could have told you that. We did tell you that.
I don't even look at Tattoo Chef. I couldn't tell you what it's been doing.
It's because of Jeremy. It's financial education. That's the only reason people look at Tattooed Chef. Be honest. You're in Tattooed Chef because you watch financial education.
I have Tattoo Chef products in my freezer right at this moment.
But would that motivate you to buy their stock?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Might be a surprise to people. I'm the only person I know that's ever bought a Tattooed Chef product.
Did you get it from Whole Foods?
Costco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If Tesla goes down, I'm buying. Crazy fools get humped by bears.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Oof.
All right. I think this is all we're going to get out of Tesla at this point, Fat Man Zoom.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Wish it was a little bit more exciting, but unfortunately not. At least it wasn't a whole tank job.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
How should we play Google earnings? I would tune in to find out.
Yeah. Make sure you're hitting subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, because we will be live for Alphabet's earnings tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
There's so many tomorrow.
There's so many tomorrow, guys.
Tomorrow's going to be a good one. We'll have some runners tomorrow.
Yeah.
There has to be.
We'll have more than one to watch tomorrow for sure.
Do you think people are making the mistake of selling Tesla to free up funds because of the Amazon rumors? That sounds like a crazy reach to me.
Yeah, that is a bit of a thin theory there.
Yeah, and it wasn't selling before. So, like, this is a normal earnings reaction.
Yeah, nothing too crazy here in my opinion.
Nah, I think you'd sell a bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
All right, guys.
That's going to do it for us, guys. Again, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, the like button, all that stuff, as well as join if you want to be a part of the Chaos Crew. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will see you tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time to give you our reaction to a boatload of earnings. So super pumped about that. That's going to do it for us. Fat Man Zoom, B. Smith.
Bye.
We out. See you guys.